Welcome back to the Heartland Waterfowl podcast, brought to you by Tetra Hearing. Be sure and check them out at tetrahearing.com. Of course, Alex, Logan, Dakota, and another newbie to the podcast. Let's hear a round of applause for Donnie. Throw a little bio out for you, Donnie. We've been hunting together for a long time, right? You've known Nate for the longest, right?
Yeah.
How long you know Nate?
10, 15 years.
Too long.
Yeah, too long.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
every day.
We all too long.
we've
Was he on time this morning? I didn't even ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually you were the only one who was late today.
Well, it was not my fault, but it's all right.
His minivan broke down.
I was the earliest and also was the latest because
right.
of
I thought I was 15 minutes early to the gas station this morning, and he was already there.
That's actually very impressive.
Yeah.
Come on,
Very
man.
impressive.
He was in
It's
there.
a good thing he was because he had to turn around and go back and get the dog cuts that he forgot.
He was in there looking at all the rollers.
Yeah, I was trying to see.
Every gas station. So
5:30
if
this
you
morning.
guys
He's
haven't-
just rolling it up.
Yeah, if you guys haven't figured this out by now from watching the episodes, Dakota has an infinity for rollers, whether it's hot dogs, glizzies, as the kids call them nowadays.
One wheels.
One wheels.
He's
How do I get food poisoning?
well. Hey, you've never got to experience Dakota's.
Hey,
Yeah.
he cleans the
HW
roller.
roller.
He
Yeah.
cleans the roller
Yeah,
very good.
we've got the roller.
We kind of
Down.
got it down.
It's seasoned.
Yeah, we got
It's
it down.
seasoned.
Yeah, it is very seasoned. I've ate more hot dogs this year than I've probably ever eaten in my entire life.
Lies.
Yeah, me
No,
too.
It made it on every trip but one.
Every single trip.
It holds
Yeah.
what, 48 hot dogs?
Yeah, 48 hot dogs at one time.
Yeah.
It's industrial.
This
It's
is like
it's
a
no
legit-
joke. It's no
yeah.
joke.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
It's a pretty big deal.
Yeah. Well, on that note,
On that note,
today actually we had a good day. We had a really good day. The birds didn't fly quite as well as we thought early. It took them a little while to kind of get going. So we hunted a water spot, kind of like we talked about yesterday. Nice pond in a cut bean field. It was a little colder today. I mean, not cold by any means. It was, 45 degrees. Yep. We had a good wind, cloudy. So it just took a little while for the birds to get going. But definitely something I noticed this weekend. This is the last weekend to hunt in Missouri. It closes on Tuesday. And everybody was out hunting this
a lot of
morning.
guys out.
We heard a lot of shooting this morning.
5, 6 groups? Different groups, maybe?
Probably.
Yeah.
Definitely five.
And
So-
I mean, that area gets hunted, but not like that. But
Yeah.
I mean, hey, it's nice weather. Last weekend of the season.
Yeah,
like-
you can go out when it's 45 degrees and bang on them, or some, then yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that area definitely lost a lot of birds in the last 4 days, just like everywhere else has.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was good. I mean, obviously,
We
there-
shot
there have
an
been
8-man limit, basically one short of an 8-man.
and
Had a lot of fun doing it.
there really hadn't been a ton of birds using it. 100, 150.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think so.
So, yeah, it was good for what it was. I mean, look, we're obviously nitpicking at everything, but you know, those birds are finishing to the left a little bit and wanting to veer off. And there was a lot of groups that we thought we were going to work that, like, kind of a quarter of the way gave us a look, you know, maybe locked up for a little bit and then kind of just took off and didn't have a care for the world. But, I mean, for the conditions and everything right now, you can't ask for a better hunt.
No.
And rightfully so. It sounded like everybody else did pretty dang well too.
Right.
You know,
I think everyone did pretty good today.
Pretty good
it was
for
the
late
wind.
season.
The wind though.
Late
Right.
season.
At
Right.
shooting light, the wind was 15 miles an hour. You know, and you got that. Everybody else is, you know, going to be successful.
Makes a big difference.
Huge
Yeah.
difference.
That was one thing I was going to touch on the podcast, because we kind of talked about it in the field, and we've talked about it in the past. Is it's kind of funny because we've been doing this for a long time, right? And as people kind of go through their progression of hunting, right? You're a new hunter, you're learning, you're excited if you can go out and shoot a couple birds, you know, or like you get that first big, you know, you shoot 20 or 30 birds for your first time. It's awesome, right? Then you get into the, like, what I call like the social media phase, right? Everybody wants a pile picture, right? You want to shoot the most amount of birds. You want to do it for the you want to shoot a bunch of birds, right? Yep. And then you get into a phase where I'm not saying that we don't want to shoot a bunch of birds, because every time the goal is, when you go out, is to beat them. It's to win, right? It's to shoot your limit. It's to trick those birds.
Absolutely.
And to have a good hunt. But I would say that at the phase that we're in now is it's quality over quantity in an essence. Like, we would rather shoot 20 feet down at 15 yards doing it perfect than belly shooting them or side
yeah.
shooting them and shooting 40 of them, right?
Shooting 40 out the back.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's funny because today it almost felt like, man, this is kind of a tough hunt. Man, it's not really going like we planned, but we had no issue shooting birds. It just, they weren't completely, we were shooting them at 20 yards, right? And we were still shooting the ones in camera. We let a lot of groups go that were sliding off to the right. That right side could have killed,
Yeah.
oh God, that one group they could have just mopped up.
Would have been, if you just kept rotating people out of the right side of the blind, then you would have been done an hour sooner.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
So it's just funny that we were kind of like, oh man, I just don't know how this is going. Like, it's kind of a little tough one. We're grinding away at them. But in reality, like, it's still a phenomenal hunt. Like, we still shot an 8-man limit, and we still shot them all at 20 yards in front of on camera, right?
Yeah.
It was way
So it's just
better
funny
than-
that after we got done, I was like, man, we've gotten pretty spoiled over the years of like getting to the point where like it's quality. It's quality and quantity. Like I said, you want to beat them, you want to win, you want to. No one wants to go out and just shoot 4 geese when you put in all that work, and
Well, yeah,
But
and it's different. Maybe somebody hunting today didn't have time to scout, and they just have this one spot that those guys just have one spot, that,
right,
and
and you're going to go to it because it's the last weekend and you want to hunt. and-
Exactly. Yep. And maybe that's what it is. And hey, you're just wanting to get out with your buddies, but we have spent a lot of time driving, scouting
for sure.
and it's just been a different home year. I mean, it's predominantly 60, 70 degrees, and it just makes conditions tough, especially when it's on the back half of the year, right? You have that cold front in December, and then it warms up for, let's say, a week like it's doing here.
Yeah.
It might not affect it as much, but with the time clock already ticking in their heads as it is going back north, it just makes it even worse. And obviously we found that out tonight, and I guess that leads to we're not hunting tomorrow. Our season is over.
No, it's at least for Missouri.
Yeah, but
as far as filming stuff for HW, it may be a chance to. I get off work on Tuesday morning, like Tuesday's the last day. I may try and slip out and do something. Right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like we get to the end of the season and we're tired and we're worn. Like I was dragging this morning. I was so tired.
I was
and I'm
rough
just
today.
thinking like,
I was fine this morning. Yesterday I was bad.
in another 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we're gonna be like, I wish I was hunting. I wish
Yeah.
I was at like
Yep.
right now we're like, oh God, I'm so tired. Like it's almost kind of nice to think that a break is coming, but then it's not gonna take very long when you're like, God, I really wish I
Yeah.
could go out and hunt.
I miss the winter.
Yes.
Yep, I miss it.
So
Yeah.
just trying to soak it in as much as you can. But yeah, I mean I guess that's a wrap on home stuff for
Yeah.
Heartland. But I mean that's ended on a high note. We had some really good ones in there, and we had some that we kind of grinded away at them, and you're not going to get them every time. I don't care what highlight reel you watch on Instagram or TikTok, you're not going to get them every time. And that's just part of it. We're having fun, and we hunted a lot of new spots this year. Frankly, a majority of new spots this year. And so a few of those you're still kind of in the learning curve of that spot. Of when the birds like to get in there, how their flight lines are around there when they get on certain roosts and things like that. So it's only going to get better from there because now we have a few more new spots that we can put some work into in the off season and have an idea already going into next year of like, okay, these are the conditions. It's sunny and warm in here. We should go here. It's cloudy and spit and rain. We need to go to this field. Like just new areas to be able to hunt. And it's kind of cool to make those new relationships and have, we always talk about home being like hunting with your family and your friends and things. And now we've added some more people to those arsenal. It's fun. It's fun to be home and do your thing at home.
Are you saying you should hunt fields more?
When it's cool and cloudy, I would suggest hunting a field.
What?
But,
We had some weird hunts this year too, to where it was like what you were talking about, where it wasn't like these big piles, but we had a handful of hunts where it was just like we had a couple groups that like did it that made the hunt. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like, and it's just like these certain, like the other night we went and hunted a field and we finished one group of geese, but the geese that one group that we finished was at 10 yards, like
perfect.
Unreal how close they finished. And it was just like, that's all I needed to come here today to see is that. Like, that was incredible.
Yep.
So
I would much rather have one flock like that,
man,
than have 4 that you're shooting at 60.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I've started to get more and more I don't know. Maybe I'm getting old. Is that what you call it? I don't know. Maybe mature. What? But
mature.
What?
I think
You're
so, man.
You're maturing?
Yeah, I'm maturing.
Man.
But
You feeling okay?
I search for that a lot now, of just getting like that one little experience out of a hunt where it's like, even though it's not a big pile, like
That's Larry Thurn talking.
Yeah.
Larry
Searching.
Thurn's talking right there.
Hey, you always turn into your dad, right? Like he's turning into Brad.
Searching
I'm turning
for it.
into Pat.
Hey,
You're
we had,
turning
we
into
had
Larry.
Jerry
Yeah.
Birded out. I'm turning into him. I was getting impatient, you know.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And, speaking of dads, we got to hunt with Q's dad like twice this year.
Yeah.
Which is awesome because
Yeah.
it's the only time that you get to hunt with some of those people. Like
Shout out
people's-
Tracy.
People's schedules are so crazy and it's busy, and like when you get those small opportunities. This is the only time I got to hunt with Donnie. I'm not even sure we
Yeah.
hunted together last year.
Wow, yeah. It was
Oh yeah. Yeah.
not like the good old days when Donnie would come hang out with us like 15 times a year.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah.
Well, you see, there's this little thing called Mother Nature, and when it goes to 70 degrees, it makes it
Mother
really
Nature.
tough.
I thought you were talking about there's things called wives.
Oh,
kids.
yeah. There's a bunch of those. They're running around here.
Yeah, we
somewhere.
actually. So Nate always cooks up just a smorgasbord. I think he did brisket and burn-ins and some special
Applesauce beans.
apple
That-
pie,
Apple
baked
pie
beans.
beans.
Yeah, I've never had that before, but it was good.
Pretty good.
so
I
we
was
got-
very skeptical.
Yeah,
I
we
was
got
too.
we got wives and kids and friends and Brandon's here, Hayden's here, kids are running around. So yeah, we got the whole crew here tonight having a little celebratory final meal as to, kick off, say goodbye to the Missouri season.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk to you guys next year around August.
I'll
Just
be seeing
kidding.
you.
It doesn't really work that way.
Yeah, I'll be seeing you in a couple weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see you
Yeah.
on Tuesday when we're going out to Tornado Alley. So
Yeah, so we can touch on that
We
too.
ain't done,
is
yeah.
Missouri is done on Tuesday. Kansas is done
Next
Sunday.
Yeah, but we're hunting Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so we can get home for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we can't be
miss
busy
that.
on Sunday.
Which, if you guys didn't know, who's playing in the Super Bowl?
It's
Them dang
not
gum
San
Chiefs.
Francisco.
Them dang gum Chiefs made it back.
Oh man, I'm
So,
nervous. I'm really.
I'm
nervous.
kinda nervous,
I'm really
too.
nervous about that one.
The thing about Kansas that we're, I guess, somewhat concerned about right now is kind of the same situation we're
The
running
weather.
into. Is there were a lot of birds, and now in 70-degree days, they're kind of trying to get out of there. Now, on a reverse, you're kind of hoping to catch
It's-
a bunch of little geese and specks and things like that. So,
What we got going on back here?
it's probably my son breaking something. It's okay. It's under Nate's
The
deposit.
dinosaur is behind the
It's
door.
okay. It's under Nate's deposit. Nate locked him downstairs. That's what happened.
Oh, lock the kids downstairs. I like that.
Classic.
Yeah.
They're fine.
So yeah, so
Can you
leaving
put them back down there?
leaving on Tuesday to go out to Tornado Alley, hunt Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yep.
So weather's looking 50s, 60s, fairly warm, but
Yeah. We'll see.
we're
We'll
gonna
see.
kind of play that. one
Everett
day
should
by
have it
day.
all figured out for us by the time we
Oh,
get there.
He's gonna have some excuse. We know that, but
Oh yeah, it's
Can I sleep on his couch?
you can sleep
You
wherever
can.
you want.
just like the old days.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just like the old days. All right. Well, yeah, you guys will see us next week. We'll be down at Tornado Alley unless all these birds decide to push north with this 60, 70-degree weather. But
And then we'll have a fishing pole in our hands.
yep, and then we'll be out fishing. So it's a win-win either way, I guess.
Yeah. Another a big shout out again to Tetra Hearing for putting on this podcast. TetraHearing.com. Check them out. And I guess this is a farewell from Missouri. Donnie, do you have any parting wisdom words you want to throw in there?
Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs. I like that.
Go
I'm good with that. So with that, we will say goodbye, and we're going to keep going and eating all this food that Nate made.
Eat your veggies.
Bye. Say bye. Say bye, Sutton.
She said bye.
All right. See you. Bye.